Hey, hello! Welcome everyone to this new What If. So wanted to give a shout out to Beard XL for the idea in this video. I do what ifs a bit different than others if you didn't know. Rather than just theorizing about things, I take a story as a narrator. Tell me in the comments if you guys like this, or if you'd rather see a theory video. One more thing, we all know GT isn't canon or whatever, but I thought this would be fun to make regardless. Of course, Beerus did not exist in GT. However, if he did, would he still have the prophetic dream about Goku? In this What If, I say yes! In fact, I will be using the concept of Super Saiyan God in a different way here. You will see what I mean. Anyways, let's begin with this story.
Last time on Dragonball GT. The malicious baby has taken over everyone on Earth in order to enact revenge upon the Saiyans. With Vegeta acting as his main host, he finds himself in the midst of battle against Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Thanks to Kaioshin's efforts, some of his allies are no longer under Baby's control. Amongst them are 4 Saiyans, Trunks, Gohan, Goten, and Bra. Though they also want to confront Baby, they know they would not stand a chance. Instead, they offer to share their ki with Goku to power him up. Pan, Goku's granddaughter, also joins in to help her grandfather. Unknown to them, on the other side of the universe, the god of destruction Beerus wakes from a premonition about a new adversary. What will come from this battle for Earth? The future of Earth is determined now. The Monkey and the Cat. What if Beerus woke up in GT?
The Saiyans stand tall as Goku closes his eyes, ready to receive the energy from his friends. For this to work in accordance to the rules set by Battle of Gods, an extra Saiyan would be needed in the story. In this case, Bra was cleansed by the sacred water. So, the 5 Saiyans put their hands on Goku's back, slowly pouring their energy into him. Suddenly, sparks began to appear on Goku's body. This power was a lot more than he realized it would be. As if a miracle was achieved, the sky of new planet Sufuru opened up as a bright yellow aura engulfed the Saiyans. No one knew what was going on, but they felt an incredible power surge from Goku. Lightning struck the ground as yellow heavenly clouds swirled around everybody. Baby, who was not too far away, shook as he felt an incredible power. Super Saiyan 4 was already a huge power increase, but this was far above anything he could have imagined. But just then, he stopped feeling Goku's ki. It had disappeared completely. Meanwhile, on a planet far away, the god of destruction, Beerus, looked sternly into a vision that Whis created for him. In it, he could see Goku's various battles.
Whis, did you feel that?
Yes, Lord Beerus. It seems that someone out there is exerting a great power. Didn't the Oracle...
Exactly as the Oracle Fish predicted. A couple of years late, but it happened nonetheless.
Beerus smirked.
Whis, take us to that planet, will ya?
Certainly. It will take around half an hour. Enough time to watch that anime you like so much.
The clouds dissipated as a Super Saiyan 4 stepped forward. But this time, he was surrounded by a fire-red aura. He was now slimmer, his eyes calmer, and his hair a light red color. But perhaps what was most surprising was the fact that no one could feel his energy. Gohan's eyes widened as his dad turned to him. Pan walked towards her grandfather, hugging his leg. Goku smiled calmly as he hugged her back. Goku then turned to Baby's way as the Ozaru began to approach him. Thanks guys, I've got it from here. Baby was completely unable to keep up with Goku now. Baby charged up a Gallic gun, which Goku simply dodged so quickly that Baby barely had time to fire the beam before he was knocked through a mountain.
But how? What is this form?
Said Baby. Goku smirked. Even I'm not sure. Just another costume change for the weakling Saiyan, right? With Earth behind him, Goku charged up a Kamehameha times 10, ready to end it all. However, he knew that it could kill Vegeta, rather than just Baby. So he aimed specifically for the tail. In a flash, the Ozaru's tail was obliterated, and Baby struggled to get out of Vegeta's body. Gohan and the rest hurried to Vegeta's aid, as Baby created a new body for himself and ran towards the ship to escape. Before he knew it, Goku was standing by the ship. Baby had nowhere to run, so he attempted to simply fly up towards space, as far as he could. Goku cupped his hands again and fired a great Kamehameha that took Baby to the sun, finally ending the menace. Everyone smiled and prepared to return to Earth, when suddenly another flash of light appeared in front of them. Beerus and Whis had arrived. Goku was confused, but realized that his new ki felt similar to the cat's. What was going on? Beerus and Whis introduced themselves, and Beerus explained that he had a vision of a Super Saiyan god, though his vision was a bit less hairy. Goku said he did not know about any god, but he had recently acquired this new form. Beerus nodded and said that this must be what he was talking about, requesting a fight immediately. Everyone was surprised by this, as they didn't think anyone could even touch Goku now. But above that, they needed to hurry and purify everybody on Earth and this new world.
Earth? You mean that planet that's about to be destroyed?
The Z Fighters took this as a threat, telling Beerus that they don't have time for games.
Why, it's not a game. There is a dark energy coming from that planet. I'd say it has about 2 Earth weeks left.
Then they realized Baby must have used the Dragon Balls, and now Earth will blow up. They really did not have time. Goku refused to fight Beerus until they stopped Earth's destruction, but Beerus didn't care. He needed to fight Super Saiyan God now. If not, he'd destroy both Earth and the planet they were standing on. Goku was getting upset. Everyone was. But Gohan and Pan begged for Beerus to reconsider. They told him that he took a great trip, and perhaps taking some rest and eating would help him wait a little. Beerus did get interested by the sound of food, so he agreed to wait for a bit. Kaioshin soon arrived and brought back food for Beerus, while everybody struggled to figure out what to do. Finally, they decided that they had no choice but to have Goku and Beerus fight on planet Sufuru, while everyone else tried to take all the humans to Namek. Then wish for Earth to return with the Dragon Balls. They started with the humans on planet Sufuru, as Goku and Kaioshin helped teleport them to Namek once they cleaned them with the sacred water. Eventually, it was time for the rest to leave to Earth and help everybody leave. Gohan smiled at his dad and bid him goodbye, telling him that they would see each other soon. He left, leaving Goku and Beerus alone. They did not have any words to say. They simply fought. They both held back at first, fighting at speeds never seen before. They seemed equal. One moment Goku landed a punch, the other Beerus landed a kick. No clear winner in sight. But each punch began to send vibrations through the entire universe. Even Earth itself felt it. The vibrations only made Earth become weaker, and it began to crumble down a bit faster. Goku was distracted by everything going on, specifically Earth, and could not concentrate on the battle at his fullest. Beerus was forced to use a good percentage of his power, and was stronger than Goku. With that being said, Goku was not too far behind, but he still was not used to these two forms. Whis was delighted by the display of power. The planet itself caved in and destroyed itself under their great power. Beerus began to threaten Goku with Earth's destruction, telling him that if he wasn't satisfied by the battle, he'd destroy it. Goku was slowly doing worse and worse, but he tried his best. Not only was he worried, but he had been using Super Saiyan God infused Super Saiyan 4 for a long time. Suddenly, it wore off, and Goku turned back to his child self. Beerus kicked him into space, hurting him quite a bit. But unknown to him, Goku had seemingly obtained the Super Saiyan God energy within his regular state, though much weaker thanks to the lack of Super Saiyan 4. Beerus was upset that he was fighting a mere child, so he wanted to end it with a final gigantic ki sphere. Goku was unable to stop it, and he was sent hurtling down to planet Earth from Sufuru. He barely got a good look at it, as he remembered his friends and family. This woke the power of Super Saiyan God once more, as he absorbed the energy into his tiny body. This knocked him out instantly, but Beerus grabbed him with a slight smile.
Whis,
Yes, Lord Beerus?
take care of the child, will you? Maybe help those humans a bit too.
And so Whis helped out the humans by taking everyone to Namek, while Goku rested. Eventually, Earth blew up, but the Namekian Dragon Balls were used to bring it back. Not all was well though, as Beerus showed up on Namek. Just as they were going to return, he told Goku that he wanted to fight again sometime, and he agreed, under one condition: that he will get to train with him. Beerus was surprised. This child was very brave, and Vegeta intervened.
Yeah, me too.
He said, Whis smiled and told them that they will need some good food for them to agree to this. Goku and Vegeta took on the challenge, until, on Earth, they finally were able to satisfy Whis into letting them train. And so, Goku and Vegeta started a difficult training regimen. Vegeta was far behind Goku, without even Super Saiyan 3. He realized that he needed to obtain Super Saiyan 4. Whis allowed him to contact Bulma, who soon after built a blood wave machine for him. This allowed him to become a Golden Ozaru, and then turn into Super Saiyan 4. Now the real challenge could begin, as they once again attempted to achieve that Super Saiyan 4 Super Saiyan God form. One day they were visited by Champa, who talked to them about the possibility of a tournament between the two universes. Whoever won would get the Super Dragon Balls. Goku and Vegeta were excited, and talked about who they could bring to the tournament. Meanwhile, on Earth, the villains from the past were escaping as Dr. Mew and Dr. Gero opened a portal to Earth from Hell. Now, Android 17 and Held Android 17 were causing havoc along with every other villain on Earth. The Sea Fighters needed help, but they had no way to contact Goku and Vegeta. Bulma found the best food possible and tried to call Whis down. He answered, but it would take too long for them to get down there. Goku and Vegeta needed to hurry. Goku turned into a Super Saiyan 4 and tried to sense a powerful energy. Thankfully, the cluster of bad guys was enough to be able to sense and teleport to. Goku took Vegeta and teleported back down to Earth. They saw the massacre going on. Thankfully, Majub and the rest were keeping things down. Even Piccolo got in on the action, but the two Android 17s were big trouble. Goku and Vegeta took one on each. Goku in Super Saiyan 4 and Vegeta in Super Saiyan 2. They were beating the androids, though Vegeta was having a little more trouble since he wasn't in his Super Saiyan 4 state. This was when the two doctors appeared and made sure to tell the Saiyans what they had done, just as the two 17s fused into one. This Super Android 17 was very powerful, but nothing that the Saiyans could not handle. In fact, the two smirked, and Vegeta turned into a Super Saiyan 4, and they both blasted the androids with a Kamehameha and a final flash. They thought it was over, but to their surprise, Android 17 absorbed the attacks. This made him even stronger. Beerus and Whis finally arrived on the battle scene, admiring the power the two held, while they ate some food. Some enemies tried to attack them, but they simply blasted them away. Vegeta was up first, and he was making quick work of 17. Every punch landed, but 17 had much more stamina than expected. Plus, no key attacks worked. Beerus was getting tired of seeing this display, as he had already noticed 17's obvious weakness. Dr. Mew and Dr. Gero noticed the God of Destruction and laughed at him. They were sure that this weird cat was so weak that his power couldn't even be read. Beerus smirked, looked at them, and blasted them both to pieces. Super 17 wasn't fazed by this, and he laughed at Vegeta, telling him that he could never defeat him. Finally, Vegeta smiled and told 17 that he was only measuring his power, but he'd seen enough. A chorus of angels sang, as Vegeta then powered up into Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan 4, or whatever you want to call it. Vegeta charged up a final shine attack, which he fired at 17. 17 opened his arms up to absorb the attack. Then Vegeta yelled out, "Kakarot!" Right. Goku was ready for this moment. Turning into God himself, he appeared on top of 17. The android tilted his head up, just to see Goku punch him square in the jaw and into the ground. Goku and Vegeta had seen his weakness. Goku took his fist and punched straight into 17's chest. Dragon Fist! The final shine attack had just barely missed them, and a huge image of a dragon burst open from Goku's body and crashed back down onto Super 17, killing him. Whis and Beerus were impressed by their teamwork. They didn't think it would happen like that, but they were pleased. Goku and Vegeta helped get the rest of the evildoers back to Hell. Goku then remembered the power of the Super Dragon Balls and asked Beerus if they could use them to bring back Earth to normal. He answered yes, but they would need to get things ready quickly. Everyone agreed that this would be both fun and great help to Earth. And so the Dragon team got ready to participate in Champa's tournament, choosing Majub, Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, and Goten to participate in the tournament.
Last time on Dragon Ball GT. The god of destruction Beerus has been awakened by the premonition of a Super Saiyan god. While in search for him, he finds Goku battling Baby. After a long battle, Beerus challenges Goku to a fight. Unknown to Goku, he had unlocked the power of Super Saiyan God. The two deities fought while everyone else tried to help the humans off-world. Though his power was impressive, Goku still had much to learn if he wanted to defeat Beerus. He and Vegeta would spend time training with Whis, mastering Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan 4. Eventually, a new adversary arrived in the form of Super 17, but he was taken care of by our heroes. Now Goku and Vegeta must prepare for an upcoming tournament against Universe 6. What new challenges will this tournament bring? Find out now. A universal threat. What if Beerus woke up in GT Part 2?
The child body of Son Goku hovered over Capsule Corp, waiting for his friends to arrive. He was more excited than ever to get started. Bulma has figured out where the final Super Dragonball is, thanks to her old friend, Jaco. His friends arrive soon after. The participants would be Majub, Goten, Trunks, Vegeta, and Goku. The team also invited some of their friends to spectate. Thus, Krillin's family, Yamcha, all of Kame House, Palace, Piccolo, and Gohan's family came along to watch. Once they were set, they left for Universe 6. On the way to the nameless planet, Piccolo mentions to Goku that Gohan's power has evolved and impressed him when they fought. He suggests that maybe he could replace Goten, as Goten would much rather hang out with Palace. Goten agreed enthusiastically. Goku finally agrees and lets Gohan participate. Gohan is reluctant, but Pan tells him that she hasn't gotten to watch her dad fight in a long time. Gohan agrees, and they finally arrive on the planet. When they meet Champa, he introduces them to his fighters: Hit, Frost, Kaaba, Vegeta, and Botamo. Remember, all of them are older than they were during Super. They are excited to fight, and after taking a test to ensure their mental capabilities, the tournament begins. First up is Goku versus Botamo. And just so you know, I am changing the order and how the tournament works a little bit, just to make it a bit more straightforward. Botamo absorbs every hit that Goku attempts to land, which Goku realizes. Goku notices that his height will be an advantage, as he slides between Botamo's legs, grabs him by the foot, and begins to spin him around until he's thrown out of bounds. Out of bounds, Goku is the winner. Next up is Gohan versus Frost. Wanting to prove his strength to his dad, Gohan turns Super Saiyan 2 from the start and smirks at Frost. He's happy to fight a good version of Frieza and prompts him to transform into his final form. Frost does this, and the fight begins. Gohan is being pushed back. Even Super Saiyan 2 isn't enough. Remember, Frost pushed post-Resurrection F Goku to Super Saiyan, which is an incredible feat. GT Gohan didn't train much, and even if his power was impressive, it does not compare to post-F Goku. Even boosting him up a little bit, I felt like it would be a bit unfair to Frost to just have him lose. So Gohan is soon struck by the poison needle that Frost has, and he begins to doze off. He recognizes that he's been poisoned in some kind of way. With what strength he has left, he blasts Frost with a Mazenko, which sends him to the edge of the arena. But Gohan is knocked out at the same time. It is declared a victory for Frost, and Videl takes care of Gohan. Frost celebrates and tries to go up to Gohan and stretches out a hand. Gohan slaps the hand away and tells him that he knows what happened. Gohan recognized that he had been poisoned after all. Everyone is surprised to learn who Frost really is, and Gohan steps up to him.
You know, a true warrior doesn't need to cheat when fighting, but I don't care about that. It's your lies to the people that trusted you that really ticked me off.
Telling the referee that they will fight once more. But Goku yells at Gohan to sit down. He will be the one to challenge him. Gohan looks at Goku, who tells Gohan that he's proud of him. Gohan sits down and lets his father fight. Champa, who's confident that Frost will win either way, lets him fight. Goku steps up to the ring, instantly turning into Super Saiyan 2. In a simple 1-2 combo, he punches Frost out of bounds. Goku then smirked back at Hit. He knew he was going to be the real challenge. Then warns Frost to never show his face again. KO! Goku is the winner. Next up is Oob versus Vegeta. But Champa changes the rules, and the heat rises for Oob. He feels as Vegeta's fire and lava engulf the arena. Even with his newfound power, he feels overwhelmed. Goku yells at him from the sidelines, telling him to finish him off quickly. Oob finally gets motivation and thinks fast. Oob explodes his aura, and in a flash, the lava that Vegeta had been spewing out turns into melted chocolate. This gives him the opportunity to rush on Vegeta, blasting him with a Kamehameha that breaks through the barrier. KO! Oob is the winner. Next is Kaaba versus Trunks. They both stepped up to the ring. Trunks was excited to battle another Saiyan, and instantly turns into a Super Saiyan. He punched Kaaba up in the air and back down to the ground. Then asks why he hasn't turned Super Saiyan yet. Kaaba got back up, not too hurt. Remember, he is pretty powerful, even in his base form, and definitely above a lot of GT characters. Kaaba was able to keep up with base Vegeta after Whis' training after all, even if Vegeta was holding back a little bit. So, as the battle goes on, Trunks begins to adapt to Kaaba's moves, but it still isn't enough. Vegeta begins telling both Kaaba and Trunks some tips from the sidelines, and Trunks asks whose side he's on anyways. Vegeta just enjoyed teaching the two. Kaaba comes out on top. Ring out! Kaaba is the winner, but he realizes just how amazing Super Saiyan is. He goes up to Vegeta and asks how to do it. Vegeta tells him that he'll show him once they battle. Vegeta then smiles at Trunks, telling him that he just needs more training. Bra, who had been texting the whole time, goes up to Trunks and calls him a dork. Meanwhile, Frost attempts to steal the prize. However, Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Hit are already there. Goku is about to stop him, but before he knows it, Hit had already taken care of him. Hit does remark how powerful Goku is in that form, but that it isn't enough. Next up is the final challenger. With 3 Universe 7 members left, Oob is given the first match against Hit, as Vegeta had asked to battle Kaaba instead of Hit. He battles to the best of his ability, using every technique both Goku and Majin Buu had gifted him. However, it isn't quite enough. Hit's time attack proved to be too much for Oob, and he was knocked out of the arena. KO, Hit is the victor. Vegeta requests the battle against Kaaba, which Goku wants to protest, but Vegeta reminds him that he got to fight against Frost. Goku sees his point, and Vegeta begins to fight against Kaaba. The Gods of Destruction realize that the order of the fights has gone completely out the window, as Vegeta was supposed to fight Hit. They let it happen, but they ask that they do a 2v2 instead. Goku and Hit will also fight at the same time. Going Super Saiyan 2, Vegeta insults Kaaba, telling him that one day he will go to his planet and destroy it. Goku realizes what he's doing and looks at Oob, who's watching the fight, and remembers just how he managed to get Oob to show his true power the first time they met. Right then, he's punched by Hit in the face. Hit is winning the fight against Super Saiyan 3 Goku easily, so he's pushed to Super Saiyan 4. Meanwhile, Vegeta manages to push Kaaba to Super Saiyan. Then, to prove just how powerful Kaaba could be someday, Vegeta turns into Super Saiyan 4 and quickly knocks him out of the arena. Meanwhile, Super Saiyan 4 Goku keeps learning little by little about the time skip, until eventually he gets the timing just right to transform into Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan 4 in a flash, and blast Hit in the chest just when he's about to skip. This pushes Hit out of bounds, and Universe 7 is declared the victor. Goku does say that he wants to fight Hit once more, as he notices that he wasn't fighting at his fullest. They want to fight when they're ready to kill. As the tournament wraps up, Universe 7 celebrates, and Zeno appears. Champa and Beerus are scared, but Goku and Vegeta approach him curiously. Goku instantly becomes friends with him, and Zeno likes the look of Super Saiyan 4. Goku suggests that a tournament between the universes would be fun. Zeno leaves with that thought in mind, and Universe 7 gets their wish. But before they ask for it, Beerus tells Goku that he kinda wants to give his brother a new Earth. Goku laughs, and he agrees. He says that they could just use the Earth's Dragon Balls to turn Earth back to normal. Once they return to Earth, they find an awful sight. Entire countries destroyed, a dark sky above, and Frieza's ship floating above the North Pole. They have no idea what's going on until they stumble upon a monster with the 6-star Dragon Ball. He seems to be afraid of Beerus, and answer some questions about what's going on. As it turns out, some of Frieza's army had returned to Earth after being contacted by somebody who escaped Hell from Android 17 confrontation, and they decided to collect all the Dragon Balls to bring back Frieza to life. When the dragon appeared, it wasn't Shenron, but Black Smoke Shenron. Black Smoke Shenron granted them the wish, but only because he thought it would be amusing to see even more destruction and negative energy created, thanks to Frieza. So now, 7 Shadow Dragons are scattered across the world, and Frieza trains in the ship, waiting for Goku's return. Goku then defeated the dragon, taking his Dragon Ball. Oob, Goten, Gohan, and Trunks go for Frieza's army, who are attacking the world, while Goku, Vegeta, and Pan go for the dragons.
Hey kids, don't go away. We'll be right back. And now back to our show.
And you know how it goes. You don't really care about all the other Shadow Dragons, except for the last 3, so let's skip there, okay? Just know that they defeated all the other ones too. Nova Shenron appears on the scene and explains that he is the 4-star dragon. Goku's a bit sentimental, as that was the Dragon Ball his grandfather held. So, he asks the dragon team to let him battle alone. Just then, Ice Shenron appears. He goes to attack Goku immediately, throwing a punch to his face. He's interrupted when Beerus appears in front of Goku, catching his fist.
Didn't you hear him? He wants to fight the Fire One.
Beerus then breaks Ice's hand and pushes him off into a building. Goku smirked when he saw this and thanked Beerus. Before the battle against Nova began, Vegeta rushed towards Ice in the meantime, a bit upset that Beerus had already damaged him. As they fought, Goku and Vegeta traded adversaries a few times. Ice even attacked Nova, attempting to pierce through him and hit Vegeta, who was in front of him. Finally, it was time to end it. Goku was a bit sad, as Nova fought bravely. He even enjoyed fighting with them, as if he was a child once again. Goku and Vegeta turned into their Super Saiyan God state, and threw the Shadow Dragons against each other in a giant explosion. Nova was defeated, and the 4-star Dragon Ball was left behind. Goku took it, and thanked Nova for being noble. But as he was doing this, I snuck up behind Goku, attempting to stab him with an ice blade. Beerus didn't take kindly to the coward, and once again appeared in front of Goku. Goku turned around just to hear Beerus say, "Hakai." Ice Shenron disappeared into sparkles, leaving the Dragon Ball behind. Goku and Vegeta were surprised by this. They didn't know Beerus had such an incredible ability. Vegeta in particular explained how he had it in the bag. They didn't need his help. These Shadow Dragons weren't that tough. That is, until Sin Shenron shows up. He actually sees Beerus first, and trembles a little.
Oh, Lord Beerus!
But quickly he gains his composure. Along with him is Frieza, who has been training with him while the Z Fighters fought in Universe 6 and collected the Dragon Balls. Vegeta wants to battle Sin, while Goku battles Frieza. Frieza is stronger than his version in Resurrection F, as he started training while in Hell, and the training with Omega pushed him to his limits. So, Frieza and Super Saiyan 4 Goku battle in somewhat equal terms, until he transforms into Golden Frieza, and Goku is forced into his God form. Sin is doing well against Vegeta, but is still slightly at a disadvantage. The battle is intense and shakes the universe. The two battles by themselves could destroy the entire planet. Sin is furious and says that if he had the Dragon Balls, then he'd be even more powerful than Vegeta. Vegeta smirks, snatches the bag that Pan was holding, and tosses it at Sin. Goku yells at Vegeta, but he turns around to tell him that he knows what he's doing. They can beat him no matter what. Might as well have fun while they're at it. Goku wants to argue, but he gets punched in the face by Frieza. Sin absorbs the Dragon Balls, turning into Omega Shenron. The battle continues, and Vegeta is doing worse and worse. Super Saiyan 4 isn't quite enough anymore. Vegeta transforms into his God state, which fares a lot better against Omega. The two Saiyans are getting worn out, especially thanks to Frieza, whose training began right before Hell opened up. Goku switched with Vegeta, and Vegeta managed to take Frieza down a notch. He punched him in the stomach so hard that he de-transformed from Golden Frieza. Omega saw this and tries to go and attack Vegeta, just as Frieza was about to destroy the planet in desperation. Vegeta was quick and picked up Frieza, pushing him in front of Omega, who stabbed Frieza with his back spikes on accident. Frieza was dead. One threat out of the way.
2 Super Saiyan gods. The odds aren't in my favor.
Omega was pissed, and he rose up in the air. During the whole time the Dragon Team was gone, Omega began gathering negative energy through the cosmos. Soon enough, it would consume the entire universe. He created a huge minus energy sphere and launched it at the Saiyans. At this point, the rest of the Z-Fighters had joined in to watch, as the Frieza Force had been defeated. They were protected by Whis' powers, but Goku and Vegeta couldn't hold the sphere much longer.
Even you couldn't handle this kind of power. It's over, Beerus.
Goku's body was almost out of gas. He turned into a child any second now. With the last of his strength, Goku pushed Vegeta off and took the impact of the minus energy sphere head on. They both nearly died. Neither of them had enough power to stay transformed anymore. But Goku had one more trick up his sleeve. He didn't know if it could work, but he needed help doing it. The Z-Fighters began to blast Omega, though they didn't do much damage at all. Beerus was getting impatient and was considering helping out.
Even if the Shadow Dragons are the Earth's doing, it will soon become the whole universe's problem, Lord Beerus.
You know I don't like helping these humans, Whis. Plus, with their new power, I'm sure they could handle them.
Just as he was going to help, Vegeta, taking advantage of the distraction that the Z-Fighters were doing, grabs Omega's leg, throws him up in the air. As Goku appears on top of Omega, he attempted to turn around to blast Goku in the face, but he was met instead by the kid pointing his open hand at his face. Hakai! In a flash of light, Omega disappeared, leaving the Dragon Balls behind. As it turns out, Goku absorbed the negative energy to the best of his ability, thanks to his god powers in base form. This allowed him to use Hakai on Omega. Beerus was surprised. He didn't think any mortal could handle such a power. Remember, Goku did learn how to do this some way, somehow, in the Dragon Ball Super manga. I felt it appropriate to use it here. The angel healed up Goku and the rest, telling them that he was proud. Beerus agreed. Shenron appeared and asked if Goku wished to leave with him. Goku thought about it, but then looked back at Beerus and Whis, at his family and his friends. He told Shenron that it's not the time just yet, but he would leave soon enough. He just asked Shenron to bring everything back to normal, which he does. Shenron leaves, scattering the Dragon Balls once more. Goku smiled up at the sky, knowing that he still had a lot to learn. Beerus and Whis then get a call, and are surprised to see Zeno. He wants to see them immediately, about the negative energy that's scattered through the universe. Goku asks if he can go. They refuse, but as soon as they start traveling away, Goku jumps into the beam, and is teleported along with them. Chi-Chi is furious, but everyone else is relieved. Surely, Goku will return for more adventures, and Chi-Chi says he'll return once he's hungry.
Last time on Dragon Ball GT. The ultimate evil created from the Dragon Balls has been destroyed thanks to the effort of Son Goku and Vegeta's god power. Along with Omega Shenron, Frieza was also taken back to Hell. Though Shenron was ready to depart with Goku, the Saiyan had matters left unattended that he needed to get to first. Most importantly, a great tournament with every single universe under Zeno's rule. However, unbeknownst to our heroes, a great threat loomed over the horizon where, though a different future, Earth had become nothing but hell. What will Goku and Vegeta do to further evolve their power? The ultimate challenge begins now. A power beyond time. What if Beerus woke up in GT Part 3?
As Goku entered the flash of light emitted from Whis' teleportation, he found himself grabbing onto Whis' arm by his tail. Whis looked at the Saiyan in a child's body, with a slight smile.
Well, Goku, I expected nothing less from you. Aren't you tired?
Goku simply smiled back at Whis. Meanwhile, Beerus shook his head in disappointment. He would never admit it, but he had grown fond of the Saiyans. Goku in particular. They finally arrived at Zeno's planet, where they met the Grand Priest. They were soon joined by Universe 7's Kaioshin and the old Kaioshin. They all tried to stop Goku when he went up to Zeno and shook his hand. They were about the same height, and Zeno was confused. He had only ever seen Goku as a Super Saiyan 4, but soon recognized the tale and smiled at his friend Goku. The Saiyan reminded Zeno about the tournament to end all tournaments, and Zeno was enthusiastic about it. He told Goku that he'd begin to plan it. However, Zeno also told them that it would be more interesting if some universes would be destroyed in the process. Goku told him that that was too much, but Zeno said he'd think about it. He then gives Goku a button to call him anytime he wants. Everyone was upset at Goku, but they simply decided to just begin looking for the fighters. Goku already had some in mind: himself, Vegeta, Trunks, Goten, Oob, and Gohan. Though he would have liked Krillin and Piccolo, he didn't know if they would be powerful enough anymore. Gohan insisted on inviting Piccolo. Remember, in this reality, he never died. Goku agreed and tried to go and see Krillin. He found him hanging around Master Roshi at Kame House. The three reminisced upon old times. Goku even asked Krillin and Roshi if they wanted to join in the tournament, but they told Goku that they were past their prime.
Thanks, Goku, but I'm a little old now, and I'm sure you've made plenty of friends on your space travels.
Space travels? Goku hadn't thought about looking for people in space. He smirked and thanked the two before heading out. Goku looked up at the sky while standing on top of the lookout. Then they asked what he was doing, but Goku didn't reply. The Saiyan transformed into a Super Saiyan 4, placed 2 fingers on his forehead, and searched for everyone he knew around the universe. He finally located one and teleported to him. He found himself in the middle of a battle between 2 swordsmen. He watched as the hooded one defeated the other. Goku smiled at him until he finally noticed him. The hooded figure took off the hood and revealed that the blue alien was Legic. He didn't recognize him at first, but then quickly realized that this power belonged to the kid he fought not too long ago. Goku explained the situation and that the universe may be in danger. Legic agreed, but only if good money was offered to him. Goku said that he can wish for anything he wants if he wins. So Goku then searches for a powerful energy in space once again. However, he notices one he's never felt before. In a planet far away, Goku placed a hand on Legic's shoulder and teleported both of them to the planet. Once there, they looked around for the power. They followed the key presence up to a cave, where they found a man about the same age as Goku. He wore dirty fur around his waist and ate a spider in the dark. He had gold blonde hair. This was Broly, of course. The reason that in this reality Goku found Broly for the Tournament of Power was because he was looking specifically for outwardly fighters, unlike in Super, where he looked for people just from Earth. Goku attempted to talk to Broly, but the man wouldn't speak. Finally, Broly stood up and inspected Goku. He asked if he too was a Saiyan. Goku said yes, and asked if there was anybody else around. Broly shook his head and explained that his father had been dead for a long time. Goku put a hand on Broly's shoulder and told him that he knows what that feels like. But he recognizes that Broly is really strong and wanted to invite him for a tournament. After explaining what a tournament is, Goku asked to spar with Broly. The two fought for fun for a little bit, and Goku realized just how much potential the man had. But then, Broly began to get more and more violent, until Legic had to step in and help Goku keep Broly down. Turns out, Broly had kept his Super Saiyan state ever since Paragus died, and had slowly begun to take control over it himself. But when it came to fighting, he lost control nearly completely. There was no one that could keep him down like Paragus had, so he needed to keep himself in check. This Broly is much older, and told Goku that Paragus had told them as he was dying to keep calm and watch his power. Broly has tried his best ever since, and hasn't exploded in power like before, but it could still get bad sometimes. Goku offered Broly food, and the three went back to Capsule Corp. Once there, Goku needed to decide what his next challenger will be. Suddenly, a crash was heard outside. They went to investigate and found Trunks' future time machine with Trunks unconscious inside. Present Trunks went up to him and rested him on a bench. He thought it was the weirdest thing ever. This future Trunks is older than the one we know. Much older. I decided to make this story's time difference relative to the one shown in Super. So this future Trunks is in his early 50s, and he looks very worn down. Goku and Vegeta leaned over to look over him. When future Trunks woke up, he looked at the kid Goku. He was confused. For a second, he wanted to attack, but this Goku looks different. Future Trunks then realized he was in the past. Everyone gathered around him to hear Trunks' story, even Broly and Legic. As it turns out, an evil version of Goku had been ruling over the future. Along with him was a man in Vegeta's body, but he was much different than the Vegeta we know. Future Trunks elaborated that these two had killed many of his friends, but let a lot of Earth's population live to rule over. The only reason he had been able to survive for this long was because of his hit-and-run tactics and constant hiding. This was concerning to everybody, and Goku wanted to help for sure. He then told Trunks that together they would be able to help. Suddenly, a portal rips open, and out steps Goku Black. This Goku has an adult body, unlike present Goku. The two battle, and Goku shows off his Super Saiyan 4 state, and hits Black back onto his time. They realized how troubling this is. While Bulma recharges the time machine, Trunks gets shown Super Saiyan 4 and Super Saiyan 4 God, as well as some training. But perhaps most importantly was the long conversations he had with his yourself as he realized just how different it was. It made him want a normal life. Goku also goes with Beerus, where he meets Zamasu, the Kaioshin of that universe. See, since this is in the future, Zamasu is already a Kaioshin. Zamasu holds a weird grudge and anger against him, and he can tell. They even get a small sparring match, where Goku defeats him. It is finally time to return, but Goku will remember Zamasu. Goku wants to get Broly to help out, at least just for his abilities, but he thinks that maybe it will just be better to have a smaller team. But they head to the future. Trunks, Goku, Vegeta, and Bulma. Once they arrived, they find a horrible sight. They hit the time machine and watched the destroyed city. Earth looked completely different. Some people were around, but they looked all dark and mysterious. Vegeta looked over at Goku and asked,
Doesn't this look familiar, Kakarot?
Goku nodded. It was just like the planet Baby had created in their own timeline. There was no question about it. This was his doing, but Trunks told him that he wasn't alone. He was more of an underling to Goku Black. From what he gathered, Goku Black had only allowed Baby and his humans to live because of their similar ideals. Black saw Baby's mission of justice against the Saiyans and let him be. See, at this point, since Zamasu is actually a Kaioshin, he holds some different ideals, but the basis is still there. He still despises mortals and holds his own sense of justice above it all. He saw Baby as worthy of this justice. Bulma hit with the machine as the team confronted the two monsters, Baby Vegeta and Goku Black, but this time they had both changed. This time they were both Super Saiyan 4. Their power was tremendous, and out of the shadows stepped Zamasu. Goku was upset that the Kaioshin would ally himself with the likes of Baby. Zamasu had killed all the Kaioshins and God of Destruction through the universe, besides his own, where he trapped the God of Destruction inside a sword with help of Goku Black and Baby. This way, he wouldn't also die. A battle begun. Goku versus Goku Black, and Vegeta versus Baby Vegeta. Finally, Trunks versus Zamasu. Though they were holding up well against the enemies, Trunks was having a little more trouble. He was the reason, after all, that he lost his eye. It is soon revealed that Zamasu is immortal, and that Goku Black has not only wished for Goku's body, but looked for the Dragon Balls again to wish to be an adult in age. It was around the time where he was looking for the Dragon Balls, where he met Baby Vegeta. Vegeta was having a lot of pleasure fighting Baby, as he wanted to give him payback for taking over his body in the first place. There is no clear winner, and Baby is really powerful. Goku and Vegeta are forced into their god state, which gives them a huge advantage over the villains. Though their battle is vicious, it was time to end it. Vegeta knew that he'd have to kill his own body to destroy Baby. Meanwhile, Black and Zamasu saw no other option than to fuse to finish off the heroes. They used their Potara earrings and fuse. Baby Vegeta laughs as he declares victory, when suddenly Zamasu throws a giant fiery key ball down. It was meant to kill the heroes, but Baby was in the way, just barely escaping. All three heroes catch the sphere, and just barely manage to push it out into space. They needed to escape and hide for a while. Goku grabbed onto Trunks and Vegeta, and teleported as far away as possible, and hit their power level instantly.
Hey kids, don't go away. We'll be right back. And now back to our show.
Vegeta was worried about Bulma, but Goku knew that she'd be okay as long as they don't find the time machine. They took a moment to rest. Goku had brought a few centipedes with him, just 3. They each ate one. Goku looked at the hilt of Trunks' sword. There was some green fabric tied to it. He asked what that was about. Trunks explained that he had met a girl long ago that helped him battle Black for a long time, but she died by his hand. The fabric was part of the beanie that she used to wear. Goku promised Trunks that they would defeat the monsters, He looked over at Vegeta and told him that he had an idea. The three teleported back to the battle area. Their first order of business was to destroy Baby, so they can focus on Zamasu. So Goku and Vegeta gang up on Baby, as Goku uppercuts him into the air, and Vegeta fires a final flash against Baby that sends him up onto the sun. The power of 2 Super Saiyan 4 gods was way too much for him. Finally, it was just Zamasu. He damned Goku and Vegeta for killing Baby and getting in the way of his justice. Trunks had been keeping him busy for a while. Now it was time for their plan.
Fusion! Ha!
Goku and Vegeta fused into Gogeta to confront Zamasu. However, their combined power of the 2 Saiyans had unlocked a completely further state of Super Saiyan God 4. This power had a blue aura and hair.
The fusion of 2 Saiyans with the power of God should be interesting.
And it was a power like no one had ever seen before. The battle was intense, but it seemed like Zamasu can't keep up with Gogeta's power. The two's punches shook the entire world, and everyone on Earth had to hide from the earthquakes. After a big bang Kamehameha, Zamasu's body began to become goopy and gross.
How could I be defeated by a child?
But Goku and Vegeta knew that they didn't have much time left. Gogeta begins to charge another giant Big Bang, but instead absorbs it back onto his body. Gogeta rushes at Zamasu, jumping over him and using a Hakai on Zamasu, just as they defused. It looked like they had defeated him, but his energy began to spread all throughout the cosmos. Goku thought back to Omega and how they got rid of his negative energy, but they didn't have a large enough power source. He had to call Zeno. The little guy soon arrived and destroyed all of the universe. As Zamasu spread, the trio got away, but soon returned to find him. Him and Goku hit it off right away, and he was taken back to Zeno's place, where he met his present self. Meanwhile, Trunks was saddened by the destruction of his world.
We could find you a new universe, one better for you, though there may be 2 of you.
Goku tried to convince Trunks to stay for the Tournament of Power, but Vegeta told Goku to let him leave to his new home. So it was back to square one. Before they could keep recruiting members, Goku had to tell Beerus about the dangers that Zamasu posed to the universe. Together they warned the God of Destruction, and with his help, they trapped Zamasu inside of a sword, just like Beerus had done to Universe 7's old Kaioshin. Zamasu would stay there until they found a new Kaioshin to take his place. They couldn't just kill him after all. Goku finally got an idea for a new member, and with the help of Vegeta and the others, found the Dragon Balls once more. They summoned Shenron.
Goku, is it time for you to come with me?
Shenron asked. Goku said no, and explained that they need one more final warrior to defend the universe. So, Goku asked for Nova Shenron.
This wish is a powerful one, not one I can do easily. But if it will help defend the universe...
Get on with it.
Oh, yes, Lord Beerus.
And from a flash of light, Nova Shenron appeared. They tried to explain the situation to him, but he waved it off. Nova already knew everything there was to know about the situation, as they had explained it to Shenron, and so the team was set for the Tournament of Power. Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, Goten, Gohan, Oob, Piccolo, Broly, Legic, and Nova. With some time before the tournament, the team got some training done. Broly in particular trained with Goku and Piccolo to meditate and harness his ki. It worked well, but weren't sure for how long. Though Goku and Vegeta wanted to master the Super Saiyan 4 Blue that Gogeta had shown off in the battle against Zamasu, they had very little time to do so. Even though they made some progress, it wasn't enough, so they had to resign and leave for the tournament. Goku and the rest said goodbye to their friends and family. They promised they would return in a few minutes. Bra hugged her brother and father, while Goku gave a smile to Chi-Chi. Off they went to the next challenge. There were hundreds of fighters in the arena, and they all wanted Goku's head. Of course, there would be way too many battles to cover, so let's just stick with some of the most important ones. For example, Anilasa, the giant android monster thing. It was difficult for anyone to stand in his way. His power was just that massive, but it was thanks to the efforts of Nova Shenron that he was defeated, as he managed to push through his attacks by engulfing himself on fire and rushing him out of the arena. Legic and Piccolo had a couple of battles together. They defeated quite a large number of enemies and enjoyed being teammates. Their most important battle together came about when the trio of the Dangers tried to sneak up on them. It was a tough battle, but they managed to knock them out, thanks to Piccolo using his stretchable arms and multi-form technique, while Legic used his incredible speed and abilities. Legic also battled Hit, two bounty hunter assassins. It was a truly epic battle. Though neither of them could kill, they sure as hell tried their hardest to get close to it. In the end, however, Hit came out on top and knocked Legic out. Ribrianne's giant butterfly stage was another challenge for our heroes. Without many options left, Goten and Trunks fused into Gotenks. They used a galactic donut around the giant woman to prevent her from escaping as they fired a big tree cannon into her. This proved to be not enough, but Goku took the opportunity. Nova chucked Goku far towards the woman as Goku clenched his fist and punched through her with a dragon fist, defeating her. Gohan and Piccolo also defeated the Namekians, similar to in canon, though they had a little more trouble. Broly managed to keep himself calm and in base form for the majority of the battle against Kale and Caulifla. He took both of them on at the same time, until Caulifla took over the battle completely. There was a moment where Caulifla got the upper hand, having learned Super Saiyan 2 from Goku not long before. Caulifla beat down on Broly in a relentless flurry of punches. This was a bad move, and it awoke Broly's fury. He became a danger to everyone, but Caulifla especially was punished. Kale's own rage was awoken by this, and the two Berserker Saiyans duked it out. It was a crazy battle where most of the stage became nothing but rubble. Other fighters were being knocked out of the arena left and right for simply standing too close. The Dragon team had to do something, and they had to team up with other universes to do it. Piccolo grabbed Broly by the arms, while Hit, Goku, and Toppo grabbed onto him to slow him down. On the other side, Caulifla, Kaaba, Gotenks, and Dispo did the same thing. It seemed to work for a second, but Broly suddenly blasted through his mouth and knocked Dispo out of bounds in the process. If this kept up, he would kill someone. Goku yelled at everybody to get far away from Broly, but Hit and Jiren joined him. Together, they began to battle Broly, while Vegeta, Toppo, Kaaba, and Caulifla battled Kale. This team up worked out in the end, and Hit used his time skip as Goku and Jiren blasted Broly out of bounds and into his base form, knocking him out in the process. Kale, meanwhile, mastered her Berserker state. Finally, they could continue the tournament, but Broly had already taken out a lot of the fighters, including Dispo, Magetta, Piccolo, and Frost. Eventually, Goku was forced to use the Genki-Dama against Jiren. Goku was tired and beat after the Broly battle, but he had to win. The Genki-Dama didn't work, but it forced him to break through his limits and unlock Omen Ultra Instinct. Though Goku was doing very well against Jiren, in this state, his small body couldn't handle it for very long, and was pushed out of it before being saved by Nova Shenron. When Caulifla and Kale fused, Gotenks took on the challenge. Two fusions against each other. Kefla's power was incredible, but Gotenks' was too. However, it was obvious that Kefla was winning. That was, until Gotenks used his Super Saiyan 3. Finally, there was an ultimate ki battle between the two, until the beams exploded together, knocking both of the fusions out of bounds. Kaaba and Oob had a long-desired battle after Vegeta switched with Oob in the last tournament. It was a fierce battle where Goku and Vegeta rooted for opposite teams. It all came down to Oob using Goku's rock, scissors, paper to attack Kaaba, sending him flying out of the stage. Jiren also knocked out Hit out of bounds, similar to in canon. Gohan was defeated when him and Nova Shenron teamed up to take down the god-powered Toppo. Though they managed to do it, Nova ended up badly hurt, and Gohan was eliminated. Eventually, the final few fighters fell, while Goku and Vegeta faced Jiren. Though Super Saiyan 4 God was powerful, it was still struggling against Jiren. After all, the two Saiyans had been already hurt through the battles, and Goku de-transformed. Oob came in and tried to help as Jiren almost eliminated Goku. While he did this, Goku realized that Ultra Instinct might be the only way they could defeat the monster. But how? His young body couldn't take it. He didn't know if it would work. But Jiren defeated Oob, and Vegeta was knocked back, and he could only watch as Jiren launched a giant blast against Goku. The child focused, and for a second it seemed like he was doing nothing. It all seemed lost. But suddenly, Nova appeared in front and jumped onto the attack, saving Goku from it. Nova looked back as he tried to push back the blast, and realized that there was something different about Goku, a heat that even he couldn't match. Nova couldn't handle the blast, and Jiren's attack crashed against the arena, but neither Goku nor Nova were there. In their place was a small galaxy that expanded wide. Inside it was Goku in his Super Saiyan 4 state, holding Nova, but Goku's hair was different. Goku and the galaxy disappeared, and Nova was placed on the ground, barely conscious. Jiren tried to blast where Goku was walking, but Goku disappeared and reappeared behind Jiren and blasted him in the face. Let me explain this for a second. Ultra Instinct is treated as more of a thing anyone can eventually learn, rather than a transformation by itself. You could call it a technique. Though Goku's child body couldn't handle Ultra Instinct Domin, he realized that maybe Super Saiyan 4 could. After all, it is a separate line of transformations from Super Saiyan, so I don't see why he couldn't have used Ultra Instinct while in it. It may be somewhat fanfiction-y, but this series is already crazy enough. I think we can take this one, can't we? I also thought it would just be fun to see. Goku vs Jiren continued, as Nova and Vegeta watched from afar. They knew at least one of them needed to stay in the arena until Jiren was defeated. Although Goku was winning, Ultra Instinct wouldn't last very long, even if it did last a little longer than his regular state. He was at the verge of winning when Ultra Instinct disappeared and Goku reverted back to child size. Beerus and Whis couldn't believe it, and the two Sennos were very amused by this whole display of power. Vegeta had an idea. With the last of his power, Vegeta turns into Super Saiyan 4 and rushes at Jiren before he can defeat Goku. He grabs onto Jiren and pushes him as far out of the arena as he could. Jiren breaks free and punts Vegeta towards Nova. Vegeta stops himself, and Nova blasts Jiren. The alien, however, jumps above the blast. This was exactly what Vegeta was planning, and Goku, who had a little power left, helped out as well. They both jumped in the air to meet Jiren's gaze, who began to charge a blast. However, the blast wouldn't come, as Goku and Vegeta managed one final Kamehameha and Gallic Gun. This would push them out of the arena as well, thanks to the recoil of the blasts. But it was okay. They did it just in time, and both Jiren and the Saiyans were knocked out of bounds. The winner was declared to be Nova Shenron, and the Super Shenron was summoned. It was a very weird feeling for Nova to see a dragon who's essentially his father, but as Goku had asked him, he wished for the universes to be returned. The fighters returned to Earth with promises from Jiren and the other universes to battle again soon. Broly would stay on Earth and train to learn to control his power. Vegeta and the kids offered to help. Legic got some money from Bulma and promised to visit. And finally, it was time to say goodbye to Nova. They thanked him for his help and told him that it was a blast. He agreed and gave Goku one final smile before a flash of light covered the area and Shenron appeared in his place. Goku looked at Shenron and back at his friends. He knew it was time to leave, at least for a little bit. He'd be back sometime, he promised. He looked back at Pan and gave her a big hug. Shenron bid them farewell as Goku climbed on top of him. Vegeta put his hand on Pan's shoulder and handed her a gi that looked just like her grandpa's. He said he'd found it at the tournament. She thanked Vegeta, as Beerus tried not to cry, though Whis assured Beerus that Goku would return. Shenron and Goku had a conversation as old, tired friends. As they reminisced on the past, Shenron then disappeared, but with the promise that Earth will be safe thanks to the efforts of Goku and his friends. And this concludes the story of what if Beerus woke up in GT, at least for now. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been Smugstick. I really hope you enjoyed this 1 hour long full story version of what if Beerus woke up in GT. This is my favorite what if I've done so far, though it is really crazy and unbelievable in some things, such as Super Saiyan 4 Blue. That doesn't really make much sense, but I knew that a lot of you guys wanted to see something like that in this story, so I made it happen just because I thought it would be fun. But overall, I think the story is fun. It's crazy, but I know how much you guys enjoyed it a lot, and I really hope that if I do continue in the future, that you guys will enjoy the rest once Dragon Ball Super comes back and the Moro arc is over and all that stuff. Who knows? I don't even know what's gonna happen in the future, but I made this combination video mostly because I didn't want somebody, if they wanted to rewatch it, to go back and forth. Part 1's here, part 2 is here, so they can just watch this long 1 hour version of it and make it easier for them. I hope that you guys will check out my other what if stories and subscribe, share, comment, and all that good stuff. We are almost at 20,000 subscribers, and that's insane, guys. Thanks so much for enjoying these videos. I love making them. They're a lot of fun, especially this one. This What If Beerus Woke Up in GT was one of my favorite stories I've ever made. But there are a lot more to come, so stay tuned for more Smugstick stuff in the future. Thanks for watching, guys. Until we meet again. See ya!
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Smugstick, unless you want to be destroyed.
Lord Beerus, that's hardly fair. But also, don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified when he uploads new videos.